Boom. Gotta love it. Construction outside. Day is just getting started. Prince Sports, let's get into it. Yeah. This is my drink, man. I gotta get the day started. I have to do it. What's good, y'all? So the question comes, is Steph Curry prime years being wasted on the Golden State Warriors?
5.2 seconds left to put the Warriors up by 1. This is how Steph Curry exited the court after LeBron James went to the line, made those free throws, essentially sealed the game. He ripped his jersey on the way off. We don't usually see this type of emotion on the floor from Steph Curry. He was asked about his frustration after the game.
Okay, so you saw that. Ripping up the jersey, ripping up the shirt. Damn. You never seen Steph Curry like that before because he was always put in a situation where the Warriors were in games like that, they usually win, right? And he usually closes it out. The teammates usually do their part. And the funny part about it is he is producing in the clutch, but defensively, even he has flaws. And his teammates is not making up for his flaws defensively. So they're losing games, all right? They don't get a second option. They have nothing but role players. One superstar and a bunch of role players. They don't have a legit second option. And they don't even have rebounding. They don't have somebody to protect the paint. Even in 2024, defense still has to help you get over the hurdle. Every team that won the championship, a majority of them were top 5 in defense or teams that know how to get defensive stops when needed. Okay, because you can't just win games by trying to outscore somebody. If you give points to somebody and you give up the same amount 9 out of 10 times, you're going to lose. And it's Carmelo Anthony. He knows all about that. So, to answer that question, is the Warriors holding Steph Curry back? Is the Warriors ruining the remaining years of his prime? Okay, that answer is it's a 50-50, right? But if you ask me, is the Golden State Warriors holding him back or ruining his prime? No, okay? I would say no, because throughout the years, they gave him talent and those guys worked their way up, right? He got 4 championships, so I can't say they're holding his prime back. He got 4 championships out of that franchise, but at the same time, are they preventing him from winning a 5th championship or hurting his chances of getting a 5th championship? The answer is a flat out yes, because they're not making the right moves. The best pieces that they got for trade is Andrew Wiggins, Jonathan Kuminga, right? And they probably want to grow with him because the Warriors like keeping their players that they draft and growing with those players the natural way. So Andrew Wiggins would be the biggest trade bargain. But if the Warriors really want change, all they have to do is just make commitment on the defensive end, because defense is usually about effort. Right? Those guys just aren't playing defense as much. Andrew Wiggins needs to go back to being a defensive player like he was even in the Kansas City days. All right? That was one of his calling cards, was playing defense. But if he can't play at least somewhat borderline all-star level, they're going to have struggles winning games. Right? Klay Thompson has become a shell of himself, but he do show up in moments. But he's a role player at this point. Draymond Green always been a role player. So you don't get a legit secondary option for scoring. All those guys are too iffy. And a lot of them are here, then some of them are down. It's just one of those situations. But one thing I like about Steph, you see when he says, we are losing games we're supposed to be winning, right? At least he's acknowledging that, okay? He knows that when you're in tight situations and you can't close a game out, that's on you.
Our whole season, we've had, some tough breaks, some self-inflicted wounds, some games that, obviously you should have won, and there's disappointment walking on the
Nobody else's fault but you if you cannot close games out. And he's frustrated because he usually win in these type of situations. He's had a numerous amount of clutch situations this year, over 32 close games. Still couldn't get the job done, barely. So the Warriors are going to have to hit the reset button. And the only good thing I could think about this is the Warriors seem to be that team that win the championship, lose for the next 3 years, then win another championship, so on and so forth. But time is running out for doing that. They need to win now and right now. So I would say if they don't make no moves this offseason, after the season is over with, because they're not winning the championship this year, he's going to have to take a look at himself in the mirror and say, hey, you know what? Maybe I have to come a little bit more defensive minded, and see what I could do, but at this point, he's too stuck in his ways. I mean, he's a shooter, right? So him trying to be a defensive stopper would be him playing out of his element. And the Warriors are going to have to do a lot of looking at themselves in the mirror, making some changes, get some bigs in there. Like I said, they're missing bigs, rebounding, defense. And until they fix those things up, they're never going to be title contenders again. And that will be a defining answer. Yes, Steph Curry is wasting his prime years in Golden State if they don't do the right thing. Sports out. Peace.